We meet again, and we have just passed the spot where I was having mechanical trouble a few days ago. We just went through the, what's it called, Alba Yokohama toll gate or something like that. So we're on the expressway heading back into Tokyo, and I just thought I would share this little bit with you. I like the color of this BMW coming up on the right. Hey, Zena. Jason, you're still up. What are you doing up so late? It's way past your bedtime. But I'm glad you're here. Oh, wow. Oh, it's only 11. Okay. Well, so it's not past your bedtime. So we've just passed Yokohama, and we're heading into Tokyo. Coming up is Kawasaki. It's kind of an industrial suburb. Hey, hi, Ken. Hello. Hey. Have a nice, safe trip. Have a safe trip. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, I don't have my glasses. I can't make out what your name says. I put my glasses. It won't be safe if I try to read while I'm driving. But thank you. Azek Wazion. Thank you. Yeah, for those of you who joined earlier, we were at Morito Shrine, which is an amazing place along the ocean, built in the Kamakura period. Have a look at the last video, last live stream from a couple hours ago. Really zen-inducing place along the ocean in Kamakura area. Highly recommend checking it out. Hayama is the town you want to go to, and I had a nice lunch there too. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? I had a nice saba, which is horse mackerel, a grilled horse mackerel, teishoku, which is a set, lunch set. It was pretty tasty. Had some pickled eggplant and genmai. Genmai is the what do you call it? Brown rice, basically. It's not. It still has the husk on it, so it has more fiber and more yummy, nutty, kind of a nutty flavor. I always order, when I have a choice, genmai. Get genmai. So some have asked about the car. The car is working really nicely now. It's smooth. There's no vibration in the front end. Lug nuts have been tightened down, and everything seems to be smooth sailing at the moment. So I hope that will continue. That's your hometown. Oh, awesome. So you know Morito Shrine then. You must know Morito Shrine. When you were growing up, did you go to Morito Jinja often? I would imagine you would for Oshogatsu, things like that. Let us know in the chats. We're gonna go around this guy. Wait a minute. Woo! Wait a minute. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was not smart. That was not smart. Shoot, that lane ended pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm a new driver. I better get out of here before he calls the cops. Luckily, this thing has a little bit of pep to get you out of a sticky situation like that. All right. All you kids watching, do not try to do what I just did. That was dumb. Yeah, I would do on bike. It'd be a lot easier. I tend to have bike blood in me because I know on a bike I can just zip around cars, and especially with my big bike. Um, so sometimes I forget that I'm in a car, and you got to kind of play by slightly different rules. Now this little thing we just did was a bit weird. The lane divides, and you can choose the left way or the right way. We chose the right way. And I think they all lead to the same place. It's just they're doing some road work here in the middle. But on a bike, you can see here, there's a metal grid right through the middle. And on a bike, that's your worst enemy. So luckily we've got four wheels. We're doing just fine. Wasn't that funky how that thing swung around when we went whipping around that truck? It like spun around, and that was cool. That was not done on purpose. That was accidental, but it had a nice dramatic effect, didn't it? Yeah, Morito is a symbol. Entering the Shutoko. I like taking this left ETC lane because then we can really kick it down into sport mode. And oh shoot, I need to get over to this guy. Oh, look at this supercar spot. Is that a McLaren? What the heck is that? That's a McLaren, I think. Let's catch up to it. What the hell is that? purple color, man. That's awesome. Make that out. What is that? Anybody make out what that is? It says, oh, Mitsuoka. It's a Mitsuoka. Okay. So Mitsuoka is a Japanese brand of car. They take chassis from other vehicles and they make custom bodies for them. Mitsuoka. Have a look at Mitsuoka. At the repair shop I was at today, they had a McLaren. I mentioned it earlier. Mirror finish McLaren. Chrome, completely chromed out. So this is the inner expressway in Tokyo called the Shutoko. We have a couple of options to go home, and one is a tunnel, the Yamate Tunnel, and the other is staying on the Shutoko, which is more scenic. So I think we might do that, and just let you guys have a little thrill ride at slow speeds. Dead ahead is Shinjuku. You can just barely make out the Docomo building off in the distance. We'll see it as we go by. Oh boy, look at that sign. Loads of congestion on there. That's not pretty. Although we are approaching rush hour, it's 3:20. What's interesting in Tokyo is it's Friday now. It's Friday afternoon, uh, almost 3:30. On on Mondays, the traffic is very little traffic comparatively to the rest of the weekdays. Um, so I'm assuming that people are like having taken a 3-day weekend or something. They're not going to work on Mondays, but it's been like that even before the pandemic. I noticed light traffic on Mondays. Oh, this is cute. A little bear. Japanese love cute stuff. Kawaii ne. So I filled up my gas tank. Well, that was the other thing. I'm gonna bring up those that car repair shop again. So besides stealing my 500 yen and losing the hubcap, which I'm sure they would deny both. Well, they denied losing the hubcap. Um, the guy used a ton of gas. I checked it before I had just under half a tank of gas when I stopped, when I'm having the mechanical trouble. And it was down to like, he used almost a quarter of a tank of gas checking this car, testing it and stuff. That is a lot of driving. I mean, come on, a quarter tank of gas. So who knows? Maybe he ran some errands, whatever. I just got a really bad taste in my mouth about that shop. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. I'm fair, but that's 3 strikes. All right, we're gonna proceed straight. Yes, we are. The tunnel's fun too. One of these times we'll drive the length of the tunnel, but this is a way more interesting ride for you guys to be able to see the city. So I filled up the tank, diesel, the diesel, and it was 6,700 yen. So at the exchange rate, it's about $50 to fill it. I didn't catch how many liters that was, but this thing gets pretty good gas mileage. This is only the third time I think I've filled it up. Just passing Shibuya. Everybody knows Shibuya. If you look over to the left, I don't know if we can spin this thing around, but let's do a little, yeah, clean to the left there is Shibuya. Lovely. You can see off in the distance, that's Roppongi Hills. That's Silver Building. Another one of the Mori skyscrapers in Tokyo. Mori, man, that guy, that family, huge developer of office buildings, skyscrapers in Tokyo. I'm not sure. I'm assuming elsewhere as well in Japan, but you see Mori on loads of buildings here. That's one of the cooler ones. So you notice this guy putting on his hazards. When traffic stops, suddenly cars put on their hazards to warn those behind them. Just give me a chance to look at the chats. Gravy asks, how do you say thank you in Japanese? Arigato. Arigato. Or you can just simply say domo. Domo. D-O-M-O. Domo. More formal, domo arigato. Or domo arigato gozaimasu. That's the ultimate formality of saying thank you. Hey, Mubarak's in the house. Greetings. How are you doing? Yeah, it's a diesel. She's a diesel. There's a nice close-up of Roppongi Hills coming up here. Tokyo traffic. Traffic report. You will experience a relatively heavy traffic on the Shuto-ko going into the center of Tokyo. I should have been a traffic reporter. Missed my calling. Damn it. This guy's got a gig for life. I think his name's Ian. I've never met him. He's a British. I've been at some jobs where he was there, but I don't really know him. British guy. I can zoom in on it. What the hell's going on? Here we go. Yeah. This is a Navi app called Navi Time. Car Navi Appari. And he's the guy they use. Been using him for years on all of their billboards and TV commercials. It's a pretty sweet gig. I wish this car had a vending machine. I'm so thirsty right now. I have no extra water. Miles from home. Any suggestions? Totally parched. I wonder if one of our neighbors here has a bottle of water I could bum off of them. Yeah, a mini fridge would be nice. I'll have to look into that. tighten that down enough. Mr. Kevin writes, thanks for covering the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. You enjoyed it? Good. I'm glad. I will be back there this year, absolutely, to make another video. And I took a lot of guff from people for not attending the Honda or Kawasaki booths at the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. And that was just due to my schedule. I couldn't get, I want to get this other lane here. I had to work, and which meant I had to go on Sunday, and Sunday's the absolute worst day to go to the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. That's when everybody goes. Try to get this thing straight in here. But I will be back again this year, and I'll try to go on a Friday. I've actually already gotten a mail from them about the dates, so it's scheduled March. Okay, we're just passing Roppongi Hills. Right over here on the right is Roppongi. Well, it's actually on our left as well. The expressway cuts right through Roppongi, the elevated expressway. We'll be going towards the left, Kasumigaseki, Kita Ikebukuro. That's the route we'll be taking. You got it, Toots. Notice how she says now. Keep left at the fork now. Very impatient. Hi. Look at this guy over here on the right. He's not paying attention. You see that? He's getting really close to the wall of the tunnel. Keep your eye on this guy. Try playing with his phone. Maybe he's live streaming. Stay away from that dude. Have a look when we go by, see what he's doing. Yeah, we had a signal issue there for a second. Shoot, I think, are we gonna be able to get over to the other lane? This is gonna suck big time if we can't get over. Oh, good. Yeah, I gotta let me in. Thank you. So, for those of you who have not been listening to my true crime podcast, I invite you to check it out. Homicide Inc. is the name of it. And I will be recording and uploading another one in the next few days, which is really interesting. It's about a cult, a death cult in South Africa. And really interesting. So please check it out, Homicide Inc. I'll put the link in the description of this video. And we're up to episode 77 now, I think. So we've got lots of material to listen to. And I'll be introducing a new podcast probably in the next couple months. I've got to get some other things caught up, including we're working on our documentary. So we're going through all that footage right now and starting to get that piece together. It's going to take a while. A lot of people think that these videos, especially a full-length documentary, can just be put together in a snap, and it absolutely does not work that way. Some of these, like National Geographic, takes years to make a documentary, filming and editing and everything. Ours obviously will not take anywhere near that long, but it's going to take a while for John and I to piece everything together and build the story. So working on that as well. But this new podcast I can't divulge the title yet, but it has to do with, well, I can't even tell you that. But it'll be really interesting. It's historical. I can tell you that much. Oh, so this is telling, wait a minute, okay. Yeah. We have actually a couple ways we can go on the expressway. You know what I'm going to do? I'm feeling we're going to take the exit here. We're right by the Imperial Palace right now. But this other podcast has to do with historical figures and scandals. Should be very interesting. And I have a running list of characters to investigate and write about. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, check out Homicide Inc. for compelling true crime stories. Morito. I wonder what they do. So this is a jidosha. See this yellow plate? That means that it is I think the maximum 600 cc. If you have a 600 cc motor, you can get this plate, and you get tax breaks, and I think you don't have to get vehicle inspection, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, K car. Exactly. K jidosha. 660. Yeah, 660 cc. Okay. Off here on the right is where the Imperial Palace is. You can't see anything from this vantage point, but it's right off over there. And over to our left is Chidori-ga-Fuji, which is a beautiful area in springtime with the cherry blossoms, super popular. Oh man, I could really use some water. This is how much I've got left. That's desperation, folks. There's like how many drops in there? 3, 4, 5 drops. I'm gonna use it. Oh man, my tongue's getting fat. So am I being too much of a biatch by complaining about that 500 yen being taken from my car at the mechanic shop? It has nothing to do with the amount of money and everything to do with the principle. And especially when you consider where we are and how we always preach about how honest everybody is here in Japan. But, you know, when you go to your car service and just having a bad feeling about the place, and then that's the next thing you notice is there's money missing from your car. Burns up a bunch of gas. The cap, I checked online, and the cap is about 5,000 yen for that one racing wheel cap. So, I mean, I can't prove that these guys did it, that they're at fault. Um, it's quite possible that it was just they lost it and they didn't realize, but the guy said it was not on there when they received the car. Well, I just don't believe that. I don't believe that, especially after I found that my money was missing from the car. So either they were careless and it popped off because they actually checked the weights. Okay. Um, they took the wheels off and they balanced them. They checked the balance. And in order to check the balance, you can't have that cap on the wheel. It's the center where the hub is. So they obviously they took that off, and I suspect that they just misplaced one. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll just tell him it wasn't on there," or I'm sure this is not the first time that a customer there has experienced some sort of something wonky, whether it's a petty theft or just something missing or whatever. I don't know. I'm being I'm just a super trusting person. Oh, this you jackbutt, what are you doing? These cabs will just pull over. Um, I'm super trusting, and that can bite you in the butt. So you got to kind of be on the lookout for nefarious characters, but not too much on the lookout, because then you lose the joy of life. If you're always on guard, that's no fun. But it was just a reminder to not take too much for granted that even though we're here in Japan, there's still going to be shady characters. But on a whole, Japan is, absolutely uh, the safest place and the most honest place I've ever been. And when everybody else parrots the same thing, the same experience, you know it's a good place to be. Um, so, all right. Yeah, Kelvin says he usually stays at the tire shop when they're being balanced. Yeah, yeah, mechanics get a bad rap. I mean, of course there are those who are untrustworthy that will nickel and dime you, and you know, um, I've not had that experience with my motorcycles here in Japan getting serviced and things. There's never been anybody, oh, you better get this looked at, or that's about ready to go, we might as well replace it. You know, those sorts of ash traps. But um, I don't know what the bill is yet, and I'm guessing that for driving the car, checking, make the wheels were balanced, looking for any damage or whatever. It was just their neighbor. So I'm guessing it's about $200, $250 is my guess, especially when you consider all of the other high-end vehicles there, all the Ferraris and Lambos and all these other exotic cars there. Um, so, and I kind of lit up the dealer that I got the car from. I sent him a message asking him if he's ever used this shop before, or whatever, and what I experienced, and I said I would never go there again. So he wants me to call him. um, Anyhow, I got to get off this soapbox. Okay, I'll never say another word about it, I promise, unless one of you brings it up, then I'll weigh in on it. But I mean, 500 yen, come on, $5, it's not a big deal. But shoot, it's funny. I looked in because I keep it right here in my door pocket. It's right there, and I have it there for an emergency, just in case, emergency drink or whatever. And I saw it there on that day when I dropped the car off. I noticed it there. I was like, okay, I still got it. And then I get in the car, looking around, getting everything ready to go before I'm leaving, and the 500 yen's not there. It was just like, take that. There's actually quite a few staff. That's the other thing. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't go back there and say, hey, which one of you guys took my 500 yen? You can't do that. I'll let the dealer, if he decides to mention it to the car shop. But there's several mechanics working there. When I dropped the car off, there was at least 7 people, 7 mechanics. 2 of them were cute girls, which was surprising. Like young girls working there in mechanic outfits and working on the cars. Uh, and then the rest were young young guys. One guy was maybe Thai. He was not Japanese. Um, and then there's several. I think YouTube got tired of hearing my sob story. It keeps cutting out. All right. Anyhow, but yeah, there's several people working there, and there's no way you can pull out. And everybody will deny it. No one's gonna say, "Hey, I took 500 yen from that dude's car." So, all right, we are at Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome is just over here. You can see Tokyo Dome Hall. And off to the left, if you're in this area, Tokyo Dome Hotel is right there. There's a bowling alley and some other entertainment stuff, roller skating and things back over there. There's also a cool space museum that's part of this whole complex here. I think it's called Haikyuu, Hi and the letter Q. I think that's what it's called. Ten no Q or something Q. Um, Pretty interesting about the JASA, the Japan uh, Aeronautical Space Agency. I just made that up. I think that's what it stands for. And yeah, lots of stuff to do over there at Tokyo Dome City. This here that's Suidobashi Station right there. You can see the school kids in their uniforms over there. Joji, my son, wears a uniform and he seems to like it. I was kind of like, really? You got to wear that? This kind of looks like a North Korean communist suit. But the kids all seem to dig them, and if he likes it, I'm cool with it. A little bit of drama. Here's Tokyo Dome City. You can see the Ferris wheel. Let me check a second here. I've got a little COVID drama story for you in a minute once we get to. Oh, what's this guy? Oh, this one. Or his turning. Yeah, Tokyo City. So, give me a moment. You could hear the screams. Did you hear the screams? Actually, just back there, this is years ago, I was riding a scooter in front of me, and it was just back there on that corner where you heard the screams. And I heard similar screams. I was just riding and I wasn't paying attention, but this car cut over and clocked. And I stopped, pulled over, and then soon a policeman came. But I didn't actually see, I heard the impact, but I wasn't watching in front of me. I was kind of just daydreaming or whatever. But I thought the screams were from the roller coaster. It's like, whoa, man. I was like looking over at the roller coaster, and then I realized, wait, this is the woman screaming that just hit this guy. Um, so let me just do it. Yeah. Kuohuang. Kuohuang. Yeah. It's daylight here, dark where you are. Uh, so the drama, the COVID drama. One of Joji's classmates, I'm not going to say her name, but um, one of his classmates is now actually she was a classmate at his last school, and then she went to a school now for starting in 7th grade. Her father is a doctor. He has his own private practice, a clinic, and they live in our neighborhood. And one of Joji's friends noticed in the news, like just in the print news in some local newspaper, about this doctor that was cheating by giving shots, COVID shots, but only injecting the saline solution or whatever, like a placebo. Um, and the way he got caught, basically, it turns out he was against the the vaccinations, the COVID vaccinations. Well, I mean, dude, you're you're a doctor in a clinic giving out these shots. You're not in a position to be deciding, who gets it and who doesn't. So what he was doing is, and it wasn't for financial reasons, because it only amounted to like $140 or something. But for nearly 300 people that got these shots, didn't actually get the vaccine. They just got, a placebo solution. And the way he got caught was, I assumed it was a whistleblower, But initially, the way he got caught was people were curious. Several people were curious that they weren't, after they got the shot, their arm didn't hurt. And they were, telling their friends, yeah, I got a shot at such and such clinic. And it was, zenzen daijoubu da, zenzen itaku nakatta. It was, didn't no pain. It was so easy, no pain, nothing. And so then more people had contacted the ward office and asked the same thing, like, hey, I didn't have any pain or anything, and no fever afterwards after the shots. So they were like, we better look into this. And sure enough, they I don't know if they interviewed a staff there or something, and then they turned out to be the whistleblower, and his goose is cooked. So, I mean, what an idiot. I think he started his private practice, own clinic 10 years, 11 years ago, or something like that. But that's every doctor's dream, is to have their own practice. And then to screw it up by doing something dumb like that, careless, and now his career's done. But then we started thinking, well, hey, wait a minute, because also they check their immune system. There's a test where after you get the shot to check the antibodies, and there's actually a home test that shows you uh, what level of your antibody or immune system has built up. And mine was basically non-existent, as was my wife's. And so we're starting to think, well, wait a minute, maybe we got gypped as well. We got the placebo, but we actually went to it was a big hospital, so I'm sure it was not the same issue. Anyhow, that's my gossip. Well, I have enjoyed having you guys along, keeping me company for this very parched drive back home. And wishing you a good Friday and weekend. Jason, you better get to bed, man. You've been a trooper. I'll try to upload some stuff tomorrow. As I mentioned, I'll be in Tsukishima for an overnighter. That's going to be fun. Staying at really boss view of Tokyo Bay, one of the canals there and stuff. So we'll be there. I'll try to upload some stuff to Instagram, and who knows, may even do a stream there. So, but thanks everybody for joining. If you didn't see the Morito Shrine video, check that out just before this one. Really beautiful spot. We'll be there again in maybe winter time for a different landscape. Maybe some, I don't know, not enough snow there. They don't have much koyo either, not much fall leaves because it's all pine trees. But at any rate, thanks guys. Catch you on the next one. Thanks guys. Thanks Mubarak. Cheers. Thanks everybody. Oh, and by the way, if you have an area of Tokyo that you are interested in seeing by car or by motorcycle, let me know, and I'll try to ride those roads in a live stream. All right. Bye for now, guys.